Hi, my name is Denise and I'm a play therapist with Tralee Springboard Project. And today I'd like to show you how to make some stress balls. So I have some here, okay, that I made earlier. Now they're quite easy to make and should have most of the stuff maybe around the house. So I'll go through the ingredients and what I'm using here today. But I suppose they're really good. They're really good for children to just to hold and to squash if they're feeling a little bit stressed or they're feeling they need to calm down. So they're a very good little calming down just to have in your hands. Also, just even making them can be quite calming as well, and it would bring about a lot of regulation, you know, as an activity to do. So what we need to do these is I have some balloons. Okay, so now the balloon that I'm using is just a little bit stronger balloon, and I suppose the reason we like to use a stronger balloon is just that children, you know, you are playing with them, and as you're playing with them, you know that they're just up to being squashed and that they don't burst. So so I have some balloons, and then I went and I found some stuff that you might have around the house. So what I have in this bag, and I've just put a cup of each of the ingredients into these. So I have some lentils, so that's something that you might have, or some flour, okay? And the flour is a really nice one because it's lovely and soft. Then I have some rice, okay? So other things that you might have would be couscous or some porridge oats or something like that. Now I've also got some water beads here, okay? Now you may not have those at home, but they are really nice to touch, and they're really regulating for children. And I would say most of the children that come into the playroom love these. Okay, so how they come is they generally come in a little packet like this, and I got these on eBay. And they come in a little packet, and you put them in a container and just add a little bit of water, and you leave them for like 4 to 5 hours. And then they absorb the water, and you end up with these water beads. And as I say, really nice to touch and really nice to visually see as well, because they're all lots of different colours. So we have all our ingredients, and the other thing that we need is a funnel. Now you may not have, I have a funnel here, but you may not have a funnel at home, but you can use a plastic container, or you can make it out of like a plastic water container, like a water bottle, and just cut off the bottom of the bottle, and you'd have a funnel, and you can funnel your flour or rice through that into the balloon. Or other things that you might be able to use is, you know, thick cardboard made into a cone shape, because none of the ingredients are wet bar the water beads, and they wouldn't hold a lot, they wouldn't be very wet to touch, so they would go down through the cardboard pretty easily as well. So some type of funnel anyway to get your ingredients into the balloon. So how we do it is we take our balloon, and we want to stretch the balloon a little bit, but generally what I do is I just blow into it. So I'm putting a little bit of air, so it just has a tiny bit of stretch, and it just makes it a little easier for the ingredients to go in. And I just get my funnel, and I'm just putting the top of the balloon around the end of the funnel like that. So I just have it like that. And all I'm doing then is I'm just pouring my ingredients into the funnel. So I have the rice here. So I'm just going to pour some rice in, and we'll make a rice one. And just pouring it. There we go. And the rice goes in pretty easily. You can see there, can you see it's just going down itself? I don't really have to do much, and that's nearly full. But I have just a paintbrush, but you can take anything just to poke it a little bit so I can get a little bit more in, and I'm just pushing that down. I don't think I'll get any more in, that's full. So I'm just going to pour out the excess. So I didn't need a cup. There we go. There we go. And there we go. And I have one stress ball. Okay, and all I'm doing then is I'm just putting a knot in the top of it. and you have that there to touch. And this is a little hard to touch, okay? And this one, you know, I've made one earlier, and this is the flower one, and this is a lot softer. And I would say, you know, it depends. Some people like the harder one, some people would much prefer the softer one, but it's just to try different ingredients and just to see which ones that you like and which ones do you think that are nice to touch and which calm you down. And then you can play with these a little bit, because you can use, if you see, I've drawn some faces on this one. So we have our little happy face, and we have our little sad face. So you can also play with these, you know, and sit and do different faces to represent the different feelings that you might be feeling. And maybe I have here a little scared face, and I suppose it opens up the opportunity to talk about the feelings that you might be feeling as you're making them, or then it can be your go-to. So if you're feeling happy and you just want to, you know, sit and play with your stress ball, you might go for your happy one. Or if you're feeling a little sad or scared, you might pick up that stress ball just to kind of stop, relax, breathe and squeeze. Okay, so and as I say, you can use any type of ingredients, dried ingredients at home, and just experiment with them. Thank you for watching.